Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 2 of my full platinum walkthrough for the Demon's Souls remake on the PS5. If this is the first one you're watching and you want to check out what we're actually doing here, you can check out the first video, it'll be in the top corner now. I'll go through there at the beginning explaining everything we're doing and kind of what to look out for with regards to things. But yeah, this is where we left off at the beginning of the first video. We are in Nexus and we're going to go to the first world, so previously known as 1-1. We're going to be going to Gates of Boletaria. This is where you need to go first. We don't have access to leveling up or anything yet. So you need to do this area first. So as we come in, you'll see a cutscene. I've removed that. As we come in, we will just turn around and go and get these items. So in the bottom right hand corner is going to be the next item we're going to find. So you're going to see that change as we go. There we go. And it's just going to bring up the next item. So you can follow along. I'm not going to be putting items that are random drops from enemies. Because obviously that might not be there for you, but all the things in the bottom corner are the things I'm going to be finding along the way. With later videos, I'm not going to be finding all items. This isn't a 100% item run or anything. This is a platinum run. So if we don't need something or don't need to go to an area, we're not going to go there, especially in places like Valley of Defilement. You can miss a big chunk of that out because there's nothing to find. Here is a tendency event, so that gate will open when we're either at full black, so pure black world tendency, or pure white world tendency. Don't worry about that for now, but that's just thought I'd mention it while we were here. So yeah, certain things happen once we're at full tendency at either side. Yeah, again, that's late game stuff, so don't worry about that at the moment. Just remember, don't die in human form. That's the most important thing. So, speaking of human form and soul form, you'll see that your health will be at half. That's because you're in soul form, because you will have died after the tutorial. And yeah, that's not good. But we're going to find a ring in this first area that's called the Cling Ring, and it's going to be the ring you'll probably wear, or one of the two rings you're going to wear for the rest of the game. It means that you have 3/4 of your health, basically, which is not as bad, and it's definitely manageable. If you just look at your health bar as where the red is, just forget the extra bit, then it's really not that bad. And because we're a mage, or we're magic, keeping our distance is going to be number one, basically. So we're making our way around. This area is actually quite linear. We've got to go off to the left-hand side first. One thing you'll want to do, or get used to doing with Demon's Souls or Dark Souls or anything like that, is keep your shield up. That is number one most important thing. This shield isn't the best one that we have, or we can get in the game. We're actually going to go buy one at the end of this video. We're going to save 2,000 of the souls that we get from killing the boss of this area for picking up a shield, buying a shield back in the Nexus. The heater shield. It absorbs 100% of damage, whereas this one does not. And we'll start taking chip damage. It's not too bad from these. Yeah, watch out for him. Not too bad from these weaker enemies. They can't get through your shield with their attacks, but enemies later on will. So we need a shield that's going to give us 100% damage absorption, which the heater shield will do. It will mean that we'll need to put 2 points into strength, which when we level up at the end of this video, which is fine. We're not going to touch strength apart from 2 points in it right at the beginning here, so we can carry the heater shield, because we want all of ours going into magic, health, and intelligence, with a bit in endurance as well. We don't need to touch strength apart from that. Obviously, if you are a different build, then yeah, things are going to be different. Most importantly, you won't have the fragrant ring as a starting item, which you get when you're royalty, like I am here. So yeah, we need that for the trophy. So you may be wondering how you get that. We're actually going to do some trading. There are certain things you can trade with a character later on, or a crow later on, and yeah, she'll give you things in return. We're going to get a telescope. It's a telescope in this video, and we're going to do lots of trading later on, and that will be the fragrant ring. So I'll point it out when we get to it. But yeah, I would ideally say if you're following this guide, follow the character that I'm making. It's just going to make things easier, because you will have to divert off with regards to weapons and upgrades. It's all going to be different. So yeah, if you want to follow along for ease sake, I would definitely be royalty. It's as a starting class, if you're new to this, yeah, royalty is a very good one to start with. But I mean, yeah, you don't have to. It's just for ease, and it's going to be very focused towards magic and just finding the stuff that's going to help us get better. I will be showing lots of other weapons and things along the way, but I won't be changing them or upgrading them too much because we won't need to. I'll explain it if I need to. Yeah, watch out for him. I was trying to show you that he's up there without him hitting me, but he did. So run past there, and yeah, you can take care of them. Magic's so good because you can just keep your distance before the enemies even become aware of you. You can kill them. So yeah, these are human, so they will take a little bit more damage. But we do have the ring on, the fragrant ring. So magic is going up. Our blue bar is creeping back up. So switching between sword and catalyst is a good idea. Just kind of get used to it. We're going to be finding a sword later on called a scimitar. We'll switch to that for a brief while before we pick up the weapon we're probably going to use for the rest of the game at the start of the next video, which is a magic sword. So it just really works with what we're doing, and it's really good. And it gives off bleeding as well, which is a status effect or status effect. So if somebody gets bleeding, they'll take damage the whole time, which can help because it means you can just leave them to it. Right, yeah, here's a trap. So go halfway up here and drop back down. So you will notice this item I skipped before. That's why, because it's now open. So yeah, like I said, if an item is along the way like this, then I'm going to go out my way to get it. But if it doesn't really affect us or we don't need it, I'm just not going to bother because it's extra time we don't need. So I'm going to show you in a moment. I'm going to bring the menu up with regards to the sword we just picked up, the bastard sword, and show you the difference. So there, you see that exclamation mark? That means we cannot use it effectively. The reason for that is because we aren't strong enough. So you can see there 18 in red in the bottom, attribute requirements. We haven't got 18 strength, so we can't use this sword properly. Yeah, you'll find that a lot. Lots of weapons either need faith, strength, dexterity. They have like a base, what you need to be able to use them. You can still use them, but they'll be really ineffective. You'll not do any damage with it, and it'll make you slower, and it's just completely useless. Yeah, watch out for him as well. I didn't think he'd be able to see me from where I was stood. We're just going to briefly go down here, and I'll show you where not to go. We will come back here later on. For the most part, we're going to be completing these areas to full completion as we do it, but Boletaria is a bit different because this is where the beginning of the game is and effectively where the end of the game is as well. So yeah, we'll be back here later on. But the order we're going to be going is going to be doing 1-1, so this area, then 1-2, so the next area after this in Boletaria. Then we're going to move across and start doing like 2-1 and then 3-1. Do all the first areas of all the worlds because areas get more difficult. As I like 1-2, the next area after this is more difficult than this area. Enemies get stronger and things like that. So it's better just to do all the 1s out of the way and then go and do all the 2s as you progressively get stronger. But 1-2 is not too bad, so we're going to do that. It's more noticeable in the other worlds, especially with regards to enemies and stuff. So it's going to make us stronger and more evenly matched with the enemies. So yeah, that was a red knight. So we're not going to go back there. We're going to go and take his brother on here, this blue-eyed knight. Yeah, that red-eyed knight that I was talking over then, just showed you briefly. He's going to kick your ass if you want to take him on, so don't bother. Blue-eyed knights, if you're magic like me, 3 shots, so you'll need to break their shield, so they're sort of staggered, and then you can hit them with a nice clean shot. Drop down here, you're going to find the light crossbow and wooden bolt. Not really something we need, but I'd just show it while we're here. That's where that guy was throwing the firebombs at us. Yeah, fall damage is a bit weird in this one as well. You can actually fall quite a distance in Demon Souls without dying. Dark Souls is a lot different. If you played that, you die pretty easily from falling. It's really weird. There's a weird invisible like line that you can't see. All of a sudden, if you fall too far in this game, you will die instantly. But it's a really fine line between whether you're going to get away with it or not. It is a bit of a weird one. You'll either do a little bit of damage or die. it's, yeah, you'll get used to it. Obviously, don't go falling off places anyway. Firebombs. These are going to come in helpful for this the boss we're going to be taking on shortly. It's weak to fire, so yeah, I'm going to base it on that. Explosives. So this is going to be a thing that comes in. Yeah, I thought the second one wasn't dying, but he did. If you see barrels with red bands around them, you can't really make it out in this light, but you will see them later on. If an enemy has a fire weapon like this, they will try and blow the barrel up, or they'll have firebombs and try and blow the barrel up, and it will kill you, so watch out. As you can see, we're going to be on our way to get the cling ring, which is very important. But first, we're just going to cut these two chains. You just see them in the distance, just below. You see there's a body hanging from this. There it goes. And you can see an item there. Same with this one as well. This is actually for a ring we need to do this. Not the cling ring, for a different ring we will get later on. We're going to be finding an item called a Jade hair ornament, which we need to give one of the characters in the Nexus, and he's going to give us a ring in return. So we'll do that later on. So it is important to cut those down. We're basically opening a shortcut at this point. So we walked past the fog up on the top. That's the way to go to continue on. We're opening a shortcut. I'm doing this just in case you die, but most importantly for the cling ring. So if you die, I'm not going to do it until the end of this, where it's going to be a forced death that I do on purpose. But if you die, you will go back to the start of this area. There are no checkpoints in this game. You will go back and your souls will be gone. Which, yeah, I'm sure you already know this is how this, even if you've not played these games before, that's how they work. So there's the Jade hair ornament, and there's some rags. It will come into later on. I'll show you what we're doing that. But here we go. Here we're back at the start. So if you die now, you can just come back up those stairs we just opened up. And most importantly, switch from the Providential ring to the Cling ring. You can see our health has gone up there. So we're now at 3/4 health, which is nowhere near as bad. I think it's 3/4, or is that 2/3? Looks more like 2/3 actually. Which is definitely not as bad. Yeah, so if you die, yeah, get used to it basically. You will be doing it a lot, which is fine. It's completely fine. In soul form, you can die as much as you like. It does not make a difference to world tendency or character tendency or anything like that. The only thing is that you need to get back and pick your souls up before dying again, otherwise they'll be gone forever. At this stage, it's kind of important, but you're not going to have too many souls, so it's not a major problem. You will get quite a few souls from killing the boss in this area. But yeah, make sure you go back. There'll be a patch of blood on the floor. It'll be quite obvious which are your souls. Pick them up and just carry on. So jump over here and get another ring here. Thief ring. We're getting through the rings here. There are only 30 in the game. Some of them are multiples. Some of them are just one-off and quite difficult to find. And speak to this guy here. He's called Ostrava. He's very important. He's going to help us get a weapon later on. So we need to keep his storyline going. We need to save him. That's all we do, is basically save this guy. He's going to ask you to clear this area out. Easiest way to do it if you're a mage like me is hit them with magic. What's going to happen is that he's going to drop down once this last one dies, and he's going to speak to you again, and he's going to give you the brass telescope. This is something you will trade later on for the fragrant ring. If you don't already have one, you should have if you're a royalty like me. If not, you won't have. That's how you get it. So think of the brass telescope as your fragrant ring. We'll trade it later on. I'm just going to store it away for now, so don't worry about it. We'll take it back to Stockpile Thomas and leave it with him. And then we'll do a load of trading later on once we have everything we're going to trade for certain rings. Watch out for these two. Ostrava is basically safe at this point. He's just going to walk around this area and help. It takes a lot for him to die. He's really tough. But yeah, just help him out. Kill everyone. And he's going to help you out. There's nothing in here, so you don't actually need to go in there. I thought there was. There's not. Blue-eyed Knight here. Get your magic out. You get a free shot on these guys if you do it from a distance. And this one doesn't actually have a shield, so it's a lot easier. Be careful not to hit Ostrava as well. You don't want to aggro him. So yeah, if he's stood in your way, don't go firing magic at him. Because you can, again, kill NPCs, so just be careful. Definitely do not do that. Pick this up, Scimitar. We're going to trade. We're going to move to this weapon. It's not that much better, and it's a different type of weapon. So what we've been using is a rapier. It's what you start with, which is kind of a stabby, pointy weapon. The Scimitar is a slash weapon, and it's very similar. There you go, some slashing. To the weapon, it has the same moveset as the one, or pretty much the same one, that we're going to pick up at the beginning of the next video and we're going to use for the rest of the game. So it's good to get used to it. So you see, it does a little bit more damage, but it does slash damage. It's, I prefer it to the pointy, stabby ones anyway. Nice and quick still, which is the most important thing. Don't personally like the big heavy weapons. Find them too slow. Here I'll demonstrate the red banded barrels. I was going to do it with magic, but I'll demonstrate with the barrels. So if you throw, there, they explode. So don't waste your firebombs doing this. You can just use magic. You'll need firebombs for the boss fight. Well, it makes the boss fight a lot easier. So he's struggling a bit here. I was going to use magic, but I didn't want him to get in the way. If you do aggro an enemy, not an enemy, a friendly NPC, just get the hell out of there. Don't fight them, don't kill them. You can ask for forgiveness later on. I'll show you where that is. Just run away. They will still stay permanently aggroed towards you. They'll remember you. So if you hit anyone, oh, that's good. If you hit anyone in the Nexus, they will stay angry at you, and until you've paid for forgiveness, they will stay that way. If it happens, just do not kill them, for the love of God. It can result in having to do extra playthroughs. If you kill one, or you move your character tendency the wrong way, it can really mess things up. So yeah, be careful. And make backup saves as well, all the time. I'll show you how to do a backup save, just in case you don't know, when we take on probably the Tower Knight, which will be in the next video. Before that, it's just a nice thing to do before taking a boss on. It means you don't have to rerun the whole section. Just make a backup save, and with the PS5 loading times being so quick, you can download a save and load the game back up in no time, or definitely a lot quicker than you can running back to the boss. Plus you'll have all your items still. It's a bit of a cheap way of doing it, but this is a guide. We're trying to get through this as quickly and easily as possible, so I'm going to advise it, and I'll show you how to do it in case you don't know in the next video. Don't need to do it for this boss, because this boss is right at the start. We're basically looping around again, doing a figure of 8 almost. So yeah, just get used to with these weaker enemies while they're here. Just get used to moving around them and watching their attacks. Keep your shield up, keep your distance, and watch for openings. It's all about openings, this game. Yeah, you can't just run in and attack. It's not going to work. So I'm running back towards the beginning here just to show you where I am. There is an enemy. Where is he? I think he's here to the left, and I just turned my back on him. I missed him. He's going to come flying up behind me in a minute. Where is he? Here he is. He might actually come out of a door. So yeah, watch out for him. I'm just taking you back to the start. So I jumped over that wall to save Ostrava. I'm just walking back this way in case you die, so you know which way to go. And there's also a merchant down here as well. We won't be buying anything from him, but it's just in case you need to buy anything, health items or whatever. It's just good to know he's here. Doesn't sell anything particularly interesting. So you got the moongrass. So moongrass is obviously a consumable. We know it's health items. Different types. So the fuller the moon, essentially, the stronger the grass. So Crescent is obviously not very big moon. Half moon is getting bigger. And then you have full moon. Yeah, the fuller the moon, the stronger the grass, the more health you get back. That's the best way to remember it. And there are also different special ones that get rid of status ailments, things like poison and toxic and stuff like that. But they're very expensive and very rare. So whenever you do get them, don't just use them, save them for boss fights and things like that. So that's the start. That's where I jumped over the wall, and we've come back full circle. So if you do die, just come down the stairs. You don't need to go that full way round again. And yeah, can continue on. I think, yeah, there's crossbow guys. Yep. Watch out for crossbow guys. That was I didn't see him at all then. That was camouflaged. Yeah. So crossbow guys they're really easy, but they're just a pain in the ass if you don't know they're there. There's one above this one as well. He usually can't get you, or me. I've never noticed him get you, but he really does. Like there. Not expecting it at all. There's a blue-eyed knight at the top of these stairs. So we need to be careful. He doesn't have, or does he have a shield, this one? Oh yeah, that was clever. I've done this before, honestly. Yeah, he does have a shield, so you'll need to hit him 3 times to break. There we go. So break the stamina and then hit him, and you can get that full hit. So when he drops, you won't have his shield up anyway. So you get another nice hit in there. So yeah, they are pretty weak to magic. And then we've got this guy, which annoyingly, when you hit this guy, he just goes flying off the edge. Doesn't kill him because of fall damage in this game being a bit... well, there isn't really much of it from that height. He's still alive, and because he hit me, I'm going to chase him down. Don't need to do this, obviously. I said I wasn't going to waste time, but just indulge me that time. And then through the fog, so opening up a new area. So there's a nice little trick you can do here. Hopefully you do it smoother than I do it. We're going to see there's loads of enemies down here, and it's very narrow. And there's boulders. So don't stand as close as this, as I do. I don't know why, but I moved forward and the boulder hit me. So be careful. You can usually just hit it from the side, and it'll open up the thing, and it'll kill them all. So, yeah, that was easier. This game's full of little gimmicks and things like that, especially when it comes, you can see a dragon there off in the distance. Especially when it comes to bosses and things, a lot of the bosses have kind of a gimmick that I don't want to say gimmick seems like a bit of a cheap word, but there's a strategy to it, especially when the first time you take a boss on. It might be completely like, how the hell do I do this? But then when you realise there's actually a strategy, a certain way to do each boss, yeah, it becomes a lot more fun. And you're going to see that in most bosses, to be honest. There are some who are just pure brute force, like Flame Lurker, which you just need to get good. We should be nice and powerful by the time we get to him, though. So do not cross this bridge. Very important. Just go up to here and wait. You're going to get some... I suppose it's Game of Thrones action here. Obviously, this was before Game of Thrones, but it'll remind you of that. Pretty cool. Just get the hell out of there. I just want to show you. So get the dragon to do that and clear the bridge for you. And before we go back, because we do need to cross that bridge, that's the way we need to go. That dragon's just going to keep circling and flaming that bridge. So, yeah, it will kill you if you try and cross it. You need to time it well. You can run across and get the timing, but to give you the best chance of doing it, we're going to go to this dragon nest here, and we're going to get that red dragon to come back. So there are items. Don't try and get them. Just leave them. We'll come back and get them later. They're just rings that we... Well, there is actually a ring up there. There is, which we'll get later. Don't bother. They'll kill you. Just leave it. Let this red dragon come back. And perch down. Now the bridge is clear for a moment, so it's easier to cross. Again, lots of little gimmicky things in this game. Little things to make it... Like, it can seem ridiculously difficult. Like, you will come to this bridge and that dragon will just keep going up and down, and there's a very small window where you can actually cross it. But if you take him back to the nest, Gives you quite a big opening, and you can easily cross it. If you're up to these guys, you're safe. Obviously, they survived the flame attack, so they'll be fine. And that's what this dragon's just going to do. So you're going to keep seeing it now. See how quick the repetition is. So there, it's finished one, and then it's going to fly back, and it's going to straight away continue. There, it's there already. That's how small your window is to get across, usually. And that's it. So we're done with this area. Once you hit this lever, even if you die, you can just choose to do the boss, because it is straight on from where you will have died. You will obviously lose your souls. It's obviously important to come back for those. But if you don't want to, you can leave this area now. We've opened the main door. And there is a little introduction of what's to come. The next item we're getting here, pine resin, is going to come helpful for the boss as well, especially if you're melee based. Go down here, you can see at the end. It adds fire to your sword, so it's a very good item to have. We will be getting a magic sword at the beginning of the next episode, so we can't add fire to that sword then, but we will use it. It's in at the end of this for the boss fight. Yeah, watch out in here. There's tough ones, and they have pikes as well, so they're going to reach you from quite a distance, and they can do a lot of damage. So just stay away from these ones. You don't want to get caught up by two of those. They will make very short work of you. Soldier's shield, probably better than the one we have, but we're going to switch out shields in a minute. There's one more in here. He's going to use flames, so we'll use magic. Another firebomb from him, which is nice. Obviously, you might not get that yourself. And then we're going to see the enemy. So you can see that just there, you've got the one with the sword, you've got the two with the sword, and then you've got one to the left. You can't really see it, but there's another enemy there. It has a shield, a big shield. It's just thrown a spear at me. You're going to see those in a minute. That's the start of the boss. That's kind of another introduction of what to expect with the boss. Just looking around, make sure there's not another one, because they will throw spears at you. Just go out here and grab this soul. These unknown hero souls and things like that, we will be crushing them to get more souls. They're kind of in the bank souls, so to speak. Here we go, here's what they are. So take these guys on from the back. They're obviously weaker, they've got the big shield at the front. And don't do that. So, best tip I can give you, play this game in a well-lit room so you don't just walk off the edge like that. But yeah, that's... yeah, don't do that. There is one more down here. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, these guys are super weak to fire, and that's what we're going to be using. There's going to be lots of those, and a big one. So yeah, this second shortcut, not that we ever need to go back up there, but we've gone full circle once again. And here we are, there's the start, there's the boss. Let's get ready. So we're going to get a trophy. Phalanx's trophy, which is you get one for defeating all bosses, so that's what we're going to get here. We're also going to get his soul as well, boss souls. I'll explain about that shortly, but they are the most important thing. Do not ever use a boss soul to gain more souls. So switch to pine resin and have your fire bombs ready in your equipment slot. You can, I'll show you here, you can put fire on your sword. That's going to make the boss, help with the boss, and then switch to fire bombs, and that's going to help a lot. And here it is, the Phalanx, which is lots of those little guys, and yeah, they heal each other as well. There's one big one in the middle, you can't quite see it yet, but if you throw fire bombs at them, it's going to do massive damage on it and kill them. Yeah, just keep circling it and try and get behind it, throwing fire bombs. Probably never going to use fire bombs again for anything, to be honest. We will get a fire spell eventually, so we'll just use that. So yeah, just use them all up. It's a very easy boss, this one. So you can see them on the floor. You can take them out individually, which is a very good thing to do. I'm going to show you what you essentially what you need to do, or the best way to kill this guy is to kill all the little ones first, because they will go and heal the big one, and vice versa. So you can see some of them are stuck to it. They're kind of healing each other. They will, if you leave them alone, they'll just heal each other continuously. So I'm out of firebombs. I've done good damage, killed a lot of them. I'm going to put some more fire on the sword. You can use magic at this point as well, but I thought I might as well use a bit of melee. We're not going to use it that often, but yeah, fire makes quick work of these guys if you don't try and hit the shield. So you see there, 2 hits dead. So circle and hit them. Hit the shield. I don't remember it being this. I seem to hit the shields more often in this version than I did in the original. It might even be better to stay locked off as well. I just gave up and just hitting them. So yeah, magic is good as well, if you want to stand back and just get them at a distance, but they will be throwing spears at you, so watch out for that as well. I'm just trying to brute force it at this point. Not even trying to get around them. They're locked off now, so it is a bit simpler. And the fire's gone again. Nearly done. See, yeah, you can hit the boss now. You can kill it if you want. But I'll show you what happens when you get rid of all the little ones first. So yeah, if you want, you can just go around the back of the boss when it's kind of clear like this, and you'll do more than enough damage to kill it before anything happens. So once you've killed all the little ones, which we're about to do, it's already starting to do it. It's completely defenseless, and it can't attack you. It's just a blob. That's all it is. So, go mad. Take your time, do whatever you want. It doesn't attack you, and it can't heal itself anymore. There. Done. Easy stuff. Again, like I said, it's a gimmicky thing. You have fire, it makes it a lot easier. There's the first trophy, Phalanx's trophy. It's just for killing him. And you'll see that we've turned back to human. Body restored. This happens at every time you kill a boss. So go around, find any items. So it's going to be Hardstone shards that you see. These are from the little Phalanx dudes. So there may be some, there may be none. It is completely random, obviously. So just scout around, find some Hardstone and Sharpstone. And that's it. That's 1-1. That's the first area. That's Gates of Boletaria done. So you can see the Archstone in the middle. I'm going to go and interact with it in a moment. This is basically the start of 1-2. So continuing on, it's the next area, and in between each area is a boss. So pick up the soul there. You saw me pick up the lead demon soul. Very important. Don't ever spend souls for anything but buying spells, not even upgrading weapons. Just don't ever spend a boss soul if I don't tell you to. And then go back to the Nexus. And once you do that, you're going to see cutscenes and things happen, and the game's going to open up more. And you're going to get told to go up and see the Monumental, which is what we're going to do. And that's going to open up the other 4 worlds. So you're going to run upstairs, and it's very important to answer a question correctly up here. You need to answer yes when it asks you. Yes or no. Have to answer yes. Otherwise, you'll lock yourself out of the most difficult ring to get in the game. So here he is, little guy down here. You see him with a candle. So speak to him. He's going to go on. There's going to be more cutscenes and things like that. Pretty interesting, so do watch it. And then eventually, he's going to ask you to vanquish the demons, accept the mission. Yes, you have to accept that mission. Otherwise, you won't get the ally ring, the friend ring, at the end of the game. Once your pure character tendency. So most importantly, just say yes there. Very, very important. Now we're just going to scout around for a few items. There is a stone of ephemeral eyes here. Another very important item. There's about 30 to 40 of these in the game each playthrough. You can use them to turn into human form at any time, which we will need to do when we want to take a world down to black tendency. We're gonna kill ourselves on purpose in worlds once they're all white, and we've done what we need to do in white. We're going to take them all down to black by killing ourselves in human form. Stone of Ephemeral Eyes is going to help us do that, so we're going to be collecting a lot of those. Don't ever use those as well, because there are only a certain amount per playthrough, and we need them, so don't use those either. Just collect them up for now, and then make your way back down to the bottom, and we're going to start just organising things, levelling up, and it's going to be the end of the video shortly before we move on to 1-2. So we are going to continue in Boletaria for the next one, then we're going to move on. So speak to this guy, he's the smith, and we're going to purchase the heater shield. So like I mentioned earlier on, this has 100% damage absorption. Whenever you do get hit, it costs stamina, and once your stamina is gone, you'll get sort of broke. Your shield will not break, but you'll get thrown back, and you'll be open to attacks. One thing I always do as well is repair equipment. It's just good practice, especially with swords and stuff. If a sword breaks, it needs to be repaired. It will become pretty much useless until you repair it. So switch the heater shield, and it's going to say you can't use it because you're not strong enough. You have to use both hands. You can't use it with one hand. That's fine. See there, it's red at the bottom. It says we need strength 11. We're going to put 2 more points into strength right now because we have more than enough souls to do so. Yeah, so do that in a moment. Nothing else we need to change in there. Before we do that, we're going to give this guy, Stockpile Thomas, all the stuff we don't need, plus the Jade hair ornament that we found earlier, and he's going to give us a ring. So go through. I didn't give him the boss soul, I'll do it at the end. Definitely drop the souls off with him. Give him the upgrade materials, give him any swords and weapons you don't need, any shields you don't need. So the one with the yellow is obviously the one you have equipped. Give him all bolts, just be as light as possible. We don't need the robes. Give them all those. Keep rings, they don't really weigh much, and it's always good to have them because you can switch between them when you need them. Thief ring is quite an important one for one of the bosses actually. So yeah, just keep all rings on you because they don't really weigh anything. And then after you've done that, speak to him. Go down to talk and actively talk to him. Listen to what he's got to say. And once he's done that, then back out. And then go back in. So still holding the Jade ornament, hair ornament, you need to have it in your inventory on you as a person. Speak to him again, and he's going to recognise that you have it and that it belonged to his daughter. And he's going to explain how much of a coward he is. And then when he asks for it, give it him, and he's going to give you a ring in return, which is one of the 30 that we need. Herculean strength. There we go. Which is going to help with loads. We're not going to use that one because we're always running light, so it's not a problem for us. Then we're going to speak to the Maiden in Black. She's your main port of call for upgrading yourself, increasing your stats. She's going to give you the blue ice stone and the white ice stone at this point. They are for invading worlds. Blue ice stone you put down so you can help people. White ice stone is for getting rid of people from your world. So if an invader comes in, which you shouldn't do because we have I have it turned off, so it shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, speak to her and seek soul power, and this is how you upgrade. So it's going to cost souls, obviously. I'm going to put 2 into strength straight away so we can use the heater shield. So we don't need to worry about shields ever again. We're just going to use this one from now on. You can find the heater shield +2, I believe, a lot later on, and we'll start using that one. But for now, as you move, you go down, you press right on the D-pad, it'll move, it'll show you what increases in blue, and it'll see what your costs there. So vitality, 2 in strength, 1 in vitality for now. So that's extra health and strength, which allows us to carry the shield. We nearly have enough for another level up, so I'm just going to crush a couple of souls and get them. So go to inventory, unknown warrior soul worth 200, so crush 2 of those, or however many you need to get up to another level. One more. I've just noticed I've got the lead demon, lead demon, whatever it is, soul. So I'm going to give that a minute. Just whatever you do not use that. And then we're going to put one in magic as well. So that's going to make our spells hurt more. So very, very important for us. But that's going to be our main stat. We're going to be increasing. And then go and speak to him again. And make sure to give him the souls. So any upgrades or souls you can leave in your inventory. And you can use from your inventory wherever you are. So you don't actually need to carry them around. Drop the telescope as well, because we're not going to need that. It's just extra weight. We'll trade it in later on. And then all that's left to do at this point is kill yourself. We don't want to be in human form, and nothing happens to you or tendencies or anything if you kill yourself while in the Nexus. Very important to do this. So yeah, go up here and fall off and die. Obviously we're going to be back in soul form. Health's going to have gone down to whatever that is, 2/3, quarter, whatever it is. Here I'll just show you, you can interact with this now. This is the statue. If you offer it 25,000 souls, you get 3 options. You can ask for forgiveness, which will cost as well if you accidentally hit a friendly NPC. You can flip the world into fractured mode, so don't do that, that's completely different. And you can also change your gender as well. So go back up, retrieve your souls, and go back down. And we'll be ready to move on to the next part of Boletarian Palace. That'll be in the next video. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.